What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, the P. Diddy of boxing promoters, always in the video made some disparaging and racially insensitive comments about regular WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis. He made an appearance on the Zone Boxing Show, and when Gervonta Tank Davis' name was brought up, he said that Davis is not articulate, that he's not a deep thinker, that he's Mike Tyson-like, and that he's fearless and dangerous and a bad MFer. I believe Eddie Hearn made these comments because he's a racist, number one. Number two, he was responding to the comments made by Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, during fight week, when he was getting ready to take on Hector Luis Garcia, I believe it was after the final press conference, a reporter asked Gervonta Tank Davis about a potential matchup with Conor Benn, who was promoted by Eddie Hearn. And he said, yeah, I'll take that fight, but he needs to stay off them drugs. Eddie Hearn has been taking a lot of arrows in regards to the whole Conor Benn PED situation. And he responded in kind and started bringing up Gervonta Tank Davis's intellect. Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, did similar things to Joe Frazier, a fellow black fighter. You know, downing him about his intellect. You know, he even talked about Joe Frazier's appearance, called him a gorilla, said that he was a white man's champion. I remember one interview, he put his finger on his nose like this and started talking like Joe Frazier, mocking Joe Frazier. And that was some things that Muhammad Ali did that I did not approve of. I'm a Muhammad Ali fan. I believe Muhammad Ali is a top 5 all-time pound-for-pound fighter. A lot of people have him number 1. A lot of people have Sugar Ray Robinson number 1. A lot of people have Jack Johnson number 1. A lot of people have Joe Louis number 1. A lot of people have Jack Dempsey number 1. But that's definitely your top 5 all-time pound-for-pound fighters right there. And Muhammad Ali should have made those comments about Joe Frazier, just like Eddie Hearn should have made those comments about Gervonta Tank Davis. Now you're gonna have some people in my comment section say, wait a minute, JB Sports, Ryan Garcia talked about Gervonta Tank Davis' intellect, basically said he don't know how to talk. Why you ain't getting on him? Those two fighters that are about to fight April 15th talking smack. I don't got no problem with that. I really didn't have no big problem with Muhammad Ali talking about Joe Frazier's appearance, but when he started getting personal about it, talking about his intellect and all that type of stuff, I ain't agree with that. I'm all for the trash talking, but I can kind of understand that. I don't agree with it, but I can understand that. But for a promoter to do this, oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Especially Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is one of the most despised men in boxing. None of the other major promoters care for Eddie Hearn. And when he made comments like this, you see why they don't like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn don't know how to keep his foot out of his mouth. Made an idiotic comment about Gervonta Tank Davis. Make no mistake about it. And I'm here in this video to call him out on it. A lot of people are going to try to sweep this under the rug and say, oh, that's Eddie Hearn being Eddie Hearn doing Eddie Hearn type of things. All hell to the no. Eddie Hearn should know better. He got another fighter who happens to be black, already frustrated with him, calling him out, and Lawrence Okolie. He clapping back at him. And he never bypasses a chance to take shots at PBC promoted fighters. And the majority of the PBC promoted fighters are black, by the way. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. We will see if Eddie Hearn gets any kind of blowback from this, or will people look the other way like they tend to do when Eddie Hearn makes horrible comments. Eddie Hearn need to worry about his own goddamn fighter. Worry about clearing Conor Benn's name. Worry about Lawrence Okolie and his comments about the way you and your promotion come to guide this career. Worry about that. And don't worry about a fighter that you probably never even had a conversation with, never sat down and talked with. And you trying to comment on the man's intellect, trying to say the man is basically dumb. A racially stereotypical comment made by you. Eddie Hearn worried about Canelo Alvarez and getting him to come to the UK and fight John Ryder, Cinco de Mayo. Worried about Bivol getting him to fight. He wants undisputed with better beef. Worried about that. Worried about Dillian White and his overrated behind. Put him in there with your prize fighter, Anthony Joshua. Worried about setting that fight up. And quit worrying about other people's fighters. Frank Warren don't care for you. He promotes Queensberry Promotions, top rank promoter. Bob Arum can't stand you. Mayweather Promotion CEO Leonard Ellaby say when he see you, he gonna swing on your own sights. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya, who you on the same platform with on the Zone, Golden Boy Promotions promoter, dislikes you. And these comments made by you today on the Zone Boxing Show, I don't know when you made these comments. These comments got put out today. I don't know exactly when you made these comments, but I know you was on the Zone Boxing Show. These comments, when people read these comments, they can see why you're one of the most despised men in boxing. A lot of people out here saying Eddie Hearn has failed miserably here in America. Eddie Hearn has clapped back on that. Eddie Hearn said, I've done the 3 biggest shows of 2022 here in America. But I got these haters out here trying to say that I failed miserably here in America. And I believe that he's half right. I think he has done some good shows here in America. But he has not taken over America like he said he was going to take over America when he first came over here with that alleged $1 billion DAZN deal. When he said that pay-per-view in America was dead. You remember that, Eddie? You know, Eddie Hearn has got to the point where he feels he can say anything. And he believes that, hey, I ain't got no filter. I can say anything. What I believe, I can say. First thing come to my mind, I can say. You know, Bob Arum said this. Say Eddie Hearn don't think before he says things. He's emotional. And that's what these comments about Gervonta Tank Davis is. These are emotionally driven comments by Eddie Hearn. Racially insensitive comments by Eddie Hearn, who promotes several black fighters. I know a lot of people gonna get my comments and say, how is he a racist when he 95% of his Matchroom Boxing roster is black fighters? Yeah, you can be a racist. Of course he could be a racist. He might have racist views. He might have racist thoughts and don't even know they're racist views and racist thoughts. I'm not saying he should be fitted for Klansmanhood. I ain't saying that, but I'm saying those comments he made about Gervonta Tank Davis were racially insensitive. And he knew exactly what he was saying about a black fighter, calling him not articulate and calling him not a deep thinker. Eddie Hearn, stay in your own lane. Eddie Hearn, worry about your own fighter. Eddie Hearn, quit speaking on things that you know nothing about and acting like you got an expertise on the situation. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn worried about staging fights in the UK, worried about staging fights here in the US, and worried about staging fights globally, and worried about promoting your company, Matchroom Boxing, and less worry about promoting your own goddamn self. That's what I didn't like about the whole Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua situation. Anthony Joshua rarely talked for himself. It was always Eddie Hearn and Deontay Wilder going back and forth, or Eddie Hearn and Shelly Finkel, who manages Deontay Wilder, going back and forth. It was rarely AJ and Deontay Wilder going at it on Twitter to help promote their potential fight. It was always Eddie Hearn and Deontay Wilder going back and forth on Twitter, especially when Eddie Hearn shot down the fight between AJ and Deontay Wilder, instead went the WBA route when AJ was the unified heavyweight champion, and they made the fight happen between AJ and Alexander Povetkin. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard.Briscoe.3551. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports. The man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.